Hello friends, welcome to my new video about the reasoning questions of the cardiovascular system. So let us start. First question is why the sinoatrial node is known as pacemaker of normal heart. So the rate of the rhythmical discharge of the cardiac impulse from the sinoatrial node is faster than that of any other part of the heart, and the rate of the discharge is about 70 to 80 per minute. So that the sinoatrial node is known as pacemaker of normal heart. Now capillaries are known as exchange vessels. Why? So the capillaries are the vessels are thin-walled and have fenestrations and help in exchange of the materials between the blood and interstitial fluid. So that the capillaries are known as exchange vessels. Cardiac muscle cannot be titanized, or cardiac muscle shows no signs of fatigue. Why? So the cardiac muscle cannot be titanized and cardiac muscle shows no sign of the fatigue because of its long refractory period as compared to skeletal muscle. So that cardiac muscle cannot be fatigued. Increased stroke volume during exercise. Now, due to skeletal muscle pump, there is an increase in venous return that leads to increase in stroke volume. So that increased stroke volume during exercise. Extracellular concentration of the calcium influences the force of conduction in cardiac muscle. How? So for cardiac muscle action potential, the source of the calcium for the muscle contraction is not any stores in sarcoplasmic reticulum but also extracellular calcium which enters from the extracellular fluid to intracellular fluid, so that the extracellular concentration of the calcium influences the force of conduction in the cardiac muscle. Variation in the arteriolar diameter has marked effect on systolic blood pressure. So blood pressure is equal to cardiac output multiplied by peripheral resistance. Now peripheral resistance, it is the resistance that is offered to flow of the blood while in circulations. So peripheral resistance that is inversely proportional to radius of blood vessels raised to power of 4. So that the variation in the arterial diameter has marked effect on systolic blood pressure. Arterioles, meta-arterioles and precapillary sphincter are known as resistance vessels. Why? So these vessels contain less elastic tissue but more smooth muscles, and they can change the diameter by contraction or relaxation of smooth muscles, and this changes the resistance and thus influences the flow through these vessels. So these vessels are known as resistance vessels. Veins are known as capacitance vessels. Why? So these vessels are thin-walled and highly distensible. So they have ability to store large amount of the blood, and hence they are known as capacitance vessels. Acetylcholine decreases the frequency of the cardiac muscle. How? So acetylcholine that activates an acetylcholine activated potassium channel and thereby hyperpolarizes the pacemaker cells. The activation is mediated by a G protein, and following the hyperpolarization, the pacemaker potential takes longer to touch the threshold potential. Hence, the frequency of the action potential decreases. So, in this figure, you can see the effect of acetylcholine on cardiac pacemaker cells. Digitalis increases the myocardial contractility. So certain pump and exchanger pumps are present in the membrane of the cardiac cells. So the sodium potassium pump on the sarcolemma lowers the intracellular sodium. So here is sodium potassium pump is present. So this promotes the entry of the extracellular sodium into the cell in exchange for calcium efflux. In other words, the sarcolemma that pumps out the calcium through the secondary active transport. Inhibition of this active transport, for example by digitalis or other cardiac glycosides, a group of structurally similar compounds that increase cardiac contractility. These cardiac glycosides raises the intracellular calcium concentration and thereby increases the myocardial contractility. The QT interval of ECG is shortened in a patient receiving digitalis. Why? So certain types of the potassium channel that assume a importance in cardiac disorders. Now arachidonic acid and other fatty acids that are liberated from the ischemic cardiac cells that activate arachidonic acid activated potassium channel, thereby shortening the duration of the cardiac action potential and with it the duration of cardiac systole also. So this effect is pronounced at acidic pH and that is present during the ischemia. And also there are the sodium activated sodium channel that get activated in a heart overloaded with sodium ions. For example, following digitalis administration, so that there is a shortening of the QT interval of electrocardiogram in a patient receiving digitalis. Activation of the intracellular phosphorylation system that increases the strength and speed of contraction and quickens the relaxation. Why? So phospholamban, that is a regulatory protein that is present only in the cardiac muscle and it controls the activity of the calcium pump on the L tubules. Now phosphorylated phospholamban that stimulates the calcium pump in the L tubules and lowers the sarcoplasmic calcium concentration and thereby increases the relaxation. The overall effect of the activation of the intracellular phosphorylation system is to increase the strength and speed of contraction and to quicken relaxation. Now the phosphorylation of the intracellular regulatory protein is induced by catecholamines which bind to sarcolemmal beta 1 receptor and activate group 2A hormonal mechanism, so that the activation of the intracellular phosphorylation system increases the strength and speed of contraction and quickens the relaxation. The inward rectifying potassium channel minimizes the potassium losses of cardiac cell to the exterior during the action potential. How? So the closure of the distinct set of the potassium channel that are known as inward rectifying potassium channel. And the potassium channel normally open when the membrane depolarizes. So when the membrane depolarizes, the calcium channel normally open. Now in cardiac muscle, some potassium channel do exactly the opposite. That is why they remain open when the membrane is polarized and closed down with depolarization. Hence, they make a substantial contribution to the total potassium outward current in resting membrane. Conversely, during the sustained depolarization of the plateau phase, they close down. If they remain open during the depolarization, large amounts of the potassium would flow out of the cell throughout the plateau phase and a loss that would be difficult to replenish. So in this way, the inward rectifying potassium channel minimize the potassium loss of the cardiac cell to the exterior during the action potential. Then fainting during the emotion. So vasovagal syncope or emotional fainting, it is called neurocardiogenic syncope. and it is due to extreme activation of the parasympathetic system that leads to depression of or suppression of myocardium and severe vasodilatation, and cerebral blood flow also decreases, so fainting during the emotions. The outward or delayed rectifier potassium current contributes to phase 4 depolarization of the cardiac pacemaker cell. How? So the outward rectifier potassium current is carried by channel that open up with depolarization and close down as the membrane repolarizes. However, the opening and closing of the channel is slow or delayed, and therefore there is a slight phase lag between the membrane potential and potassium permeability changes. As a result, when the membrane is fully depolarized, the potassium permeability is still increasing, and conversely, when the membrane is fully repolarized, the potassium permeability is still decreasing. So this delayed decrease in outward potassium current following full repolarization that contributes to the subsequent diastolic depolarization. So in this way, the outward rectifier potassium current contributes to phase 4 depolarization of the cardiac pacemaker cell. Thank you very much for listening, and if any query or any questions regarding this topic, please write down in comment section and please give your feedback. Thank you.